Hi, folks. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Reno News Now, along with my co-host, Chief England from Sacramento Community Watch.
What's up, everybody?
Wonderful to have you guys here tonight. Unfortunately, we missed our Thursday deadline. Life just got to us, folks. So we're here on Saturday, like we've promised. Sorry that we're just a tad bit late tonight, but we wanted to make sure we provided you great content like we do always. So as you guys know, as we do these live streams, we always have a bit of housekeeping that we always want to get out of the way, bring you up to speed on what's going on in our world and let you guys know what's going on. So the first thing we noticed, because it's just been a busy week for me. I don't know about you, Chief, if you've had a busy week as well.
Yeah, it's been hectic. At my other jobs and just a lot going on.
Yeah, we're doing our best, living life, folks, trying to live our best lives. So, and like I said, trying to provide you guys with great content as well. So we do have a little bit of an update. Unfortunately, we don't know much about it because it happened on Wednesday. We weren't paying attention to the courts and we didn't get in time. I briefly took a look at it before we went live today. And the last thing that Chief's public defender did was put in a motion to submit the audio portion of the 35 minutes that was lost in translation. Basically trying to figure out, a way to get that to the court without causing more delays with the court. However, the court doesn't want it, apparently. They made an order denying it. We don't know why. We don't know what's going on. I just put in the request to get that information. Of course, they're closed over the weekends and we got to pay for the papers. It's like 50 cents a page or something like that. They got to get their money out of it. So we will have that information for you next week. So with that being said, one thing that we're going to be doing today is Chief's going to be taking in live phone calls from you guys during our show. As you see below on the little scrolling ticker at the bottom of your screen is our phone number. It is 916-573-6009. We were trying to get the technology to work to where we could have you guys interact with us a little bit better, but we're just going to go old school with it and try to do our best. So, if you guys would like to, you can, once we get going with the videos, you can call in and we can comment and start working with that. The other thing that we have in housekeeping, it's not really housekeeping, it's more of a update, our homebrewed video sort of thing, is a traffic stop from Thursday. Chief, you want to go ahead and preface it?
Yeah, so I was out on Thursday evening and came across first one Reno police vehicle on a traffic stop. And within minutes, over 5 vehicles was there, including a motorcyclist officer. K9 showed up on the scene, and it became hectic. 2 people in the car were both taken out. 4 officers had to basically surround the vehicle, pull them out of the car, and both of those individuals were taken to jail, unfortunately. But it was a crazy situation. We did ask the driver why the officer stopped them, and they said they had no idea. By the time we got there, the officer that pulled them over was holding the driver's license in his hand. So who knows? Maybe a warrant came back.
Yeah, unfortunately, you never know what happens. And unfortunately, the only way you can find out is doing a public information request. And sometimes following up on these things is just, they'll tell you that it's an ongoing investigation. By that time, we've lost interest. But let's go ahead and play the video, folks, and watch what happens here.
So at this time, they've already taken the driver and the passenger out of the vehicle, placed him on the ground right there in handcuffs, and I guess they're talking to him in public while they search through the vehicle.
Hey, Levi, welcome in.
What's up, bro? Yeah, my bad. I'm trying to. Yeah, shout out to this gentleman right here too. First Amendment. He's taking pictures as well. And shout out to that guy that was there, also taking pictures and recording the police, standing right next to me.
Oh, wow.
What was that? Weapon?
Yeah.
So it looks like they found a gun in the vehicle or on one of the drivers. Found either the pistol on the driver or the passenger. Yeah, it's going to be a total of 4 vehicles here. Hanging out. Reno fire crossing over the street. It's a traffic stop. They stopped. So again, folks, that was just a small snippet of the incident. If you want to check out the full video, it's under our live stream section. It's crazy crap that happened on there, man. The K9 shows up. They run the dog. Of course, to alert to the, smell of drugs or narcotics in the car, and then they searched the car. Found laptops and all types of things. Go check it out, man. Check it out.
And Chief, I've been wondering this for a long time, because usually those police dogs used to alert for marijuana. And I with it now being legalized in most states, I'm hoping that these newer police dogs are not alerting to that, because that is just a way to bust the case wide apart, is going, okay, well, what did he hit on? Did he hit on marijuana? Did he hit on other rugs that shouldn't be used,
So get this. So get this. I had made contact with the K9 officer. His name is Brian Christensen, by the way. And I said, hey, how do you know if the dog alerts to something in the car? He said their behavior changes. Those were his exact words. The dog's behavior changes. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, of course the behavior changes, but that's what you're going off. Like, they don't have some type of special thing that they do to, alert to the officer. That
usually whenever I'm seeing like Facebook videos of retired police dogs or retired bomb sniffing dogs, there is a clear and distinct action where, they're sniffing around, and all of a sudden they just sit and will not move until, they've been released from that position. But
right.
With the way that police do it nowadays, is they just go around the car, and just as soon as the dog even attempts to sit their rear end down, they go, oh, well, he alerted. Or, they might give a hand command to where the dog is supposed to sit, so they could get the sit out of there. So it's very suspicious.
Yeah, law enforcement definitely knows how to make the dog alert. Definitely. And my question is about that is, why did the officer had the toy with the dog as well? A toy.
Well, that's what the dog gets after it alerts. That's how the dog gets released. If you've ever watched any of these police canine videos or retired stuff, that's usually what winds up happening. Or like at the retirement, they'll throw a whole bunch of balls because that's the thing that releases them from their duty. Mm-hmm. So, hey, Kenny Anderson, how can we contact us guys? So right now during the live stream, if you guys want to contact and give us your opinions as well, their phone number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you want to get in touch with us for other issues that you want to alert us to, you can reach out to us at Sacramento Community Watch at gmail.com or Reno News Now at outlook.com or proton.me or proton.com. protonmail.com, I think, is what it is.
Way too many emails.
Way too many emails. Proton Mail is for secure. If you guys want to send a secure email that you want to keep everything, just between us, again, send it through Proton Mail using Proton Mail. But otherwise, if you just want to reach out to us generically, Sacramento Community Watch at gmail.com. And then mine is Reno News Now at outlook.com. And again, links to our channel descriptions, or all of our channels are down below in the description as well. Please go out and like, share, and subscribe to all of us. So that kind of takes care of housekeeping this afternoon. So we're going to go ahead and get into the videos. We're just going to kind of move this right along. A quick weekend one here. So the first video we got tonight, folks, let me share my screen here, is with Vigil Antioch. He's at youtube.com at Vigil Antioch. We're going to be going over one of his newer videos. It's Cop Gets Blindsided When He Won't Believe. Cop Watch First Amendment Audit. So let's go ahead and get that one going.
Go on, William Rourke on scene. I'm sorry, who's on scene? William Rourke. William Rourke.
What's up, vigilant viewers? Vigilantioch here. This is Concord, California, and this was a call for a guy with a gun, but they said over the radio they felt it was a BB gun. I could tell right away that this cop was going to be a problem.
I don't care if you film, but keep a distance.
I'll stand where I want. Don't give me orders.
Okay.
I'll give you 10 feet.
All right.
All right, and you leave me alone. Deal? You're not giving me...
Hey, Kenny Anderson is saying again, you got to come to Carson in video. You'll be amazed. Friday and Saturday nights for sure. Hey, Kenny, we're always looking to branch out. If you know of any events that are going on down there, especially like up here in Reno, we have those crawls. If you know any events that need our attention down in Carson, please reach out to us at Sacramento Community Watch and at gmail.com. Let us know so that way we can get the gang together and get out there and definitely audit for you guys. So again, we are here to community watch for you and make sure to keep the citizens safe, just like these officers are attempting to do at times. So
I said 10 feet. Come on. Yeah, but you walked from over there and cut me off 10 feet from them. What are you doing? I don't want to be 10 feet from you. Since you're going to stand there, I'll just get a little closer. Excuse me?
I can keep you back.
I'm giving them 10 feet. You're just being an ass.
Yep.
Don't block my camera, dickhead. Dude, you don't want to with me. Dude, I've been doing this. I've been doing this longer than you've been a cop, okay? I don't. This guy, Tommy Tucker, huh? Off. Thank you for making a great video for me, though. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Probably not the last either, Tommy Tucker. Stay back from.
Hey, so this is the Concord Police Department. Yeah, these guys are bad news. I've been to Concord several times. I'm from California, but yeah, I've been out there, and those guys are bad news. A lot of them are very tyrannical. They will violate the hell out of your rights. So definitely always record those guys.
And hey, Kenny, we see your comment here. It's mostly ever traffic stops. I'm in a huge legal battle and need help. One thing you can do is if you're having issues with local police, and it's always an issue out there. I mean, we've heard that there's issues out there with the Carson City police and the Carson City sheriffs. Our good friend over at Auditing Reno 911 does get out to Carson City, and he's had some problems with the Carson City sheriffs as well, more than we have. But what was I going to go? Oh, download Attorney Shield. Oh, we don't get any paid advertisements or endorsements from it, but it's made by auditors for everybody. It's basically where you press a button, you get an attorney. So if you're ever in a traffic stop or you ever get pulled over by the police or get stopped, pull out your phone, get an attorney live within seconds, all for just a few bucks a month, folks. It's well worth the investment to have that attorney in your pocket live 24/7.
Absolutely. And Kenny, hit us up on our email. Reach out to us and we'll make contact with other people to see what we can do to get you the assistance that you need. Because I know sometimes it could be scary dealing with law enforcement and the government and stuff like that. So we have anybody's back. We work with the community. We stand with the community. We're for the community. So just let us know.
And if you guys can't afford Attorney Shield, always pull out your phone and record the police anyways, folks, because the only way to keep these folks accountable is to have an independent third-party record away from the police that they can hide and sweep under the rug. Right. It's just that simple, folks, because what would have happened to Derek Chauvin if there wasn't, somebody there recording those police, right, unaliving him? It's sad that it has to come down to where we have to hold the police accountable rather than them holding themselves accountable. And this is, and these videos that we're showing you today is just further proof of that. Also, I want to also let you guys know that Reno News Now, myself, am giving away 5 gift subscriptions to Sacramento Community Watch. So stick on the channel and watch, folks. I'm giving you those gift subscriptions. I'm going to be doing it during the second video. So stick with us, like, share, and subscribe, and, get as many people in here as you can to enjoy the fun, please. Thank you.
What?
From our arrest.
I'm 20 feet, dude. That's not far enough for you?
Nope, not right now.
Yeah, am I too close to your ego?
Cops like this are the reason that the city of Concord, with a population of only 120,000 people, spent more on lawsuits for police misconduct from 2013 through 2021 than 85% of departments in the entire country.
Shut up. And quit blocking my camera. Why don't you stand to one side or the other and let me film, dickhead?
Stop getting closer.
I'm not getting any closer. F*** you.
This is why we need a federal minimum standard of policing, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be a level across the board. We need to have the education across the board. The qualified immunity needs to have a level line of what is expected of them, because things like this is ridiculous. Because what this officer is doing is now violating the Bain Act. He's doing prior restraint, folks.
Yeah, they do this shit in Reno. They do the same shit in Reno. And they don't really do it in Sacramento and California, but they definitely do this in Reno.
And folks, we don't have the Bain Act here in Nevada, but, I wish we did. The only thing that we have is that NRS 171.1233, which is filming a police officer. But as you know, what happened with Chief England, just because it's there doesn't mean it actually protects you, because a cop can come around and use that, resisting a public officer charge, where he can give unlawful orders. And then, that's the battle that Chief England's in right now. It's just downright stupid that these folks don't know the law and refuse to learn it. Needs to be a federal minimum across the board. He
has all that equipment on though, but doesn't understand the law.
Yeah, that's because they train them more in how to use their equipment and how to take people down than they do train them in the law. The most that they get in law training is DWI week. So that way they don't F up a DWI case, because if you don't do things 100% right in a DWI case, the whole thing gets tossed out, and then you got drunks continuing to drive on the road. So, you know, it's just so stupid.
This guy's a prick. I'm gonna remember your name.
Okay. Ow, you motherfucker. Ow, bitch. Ow, I am talking.
How about that? Further away now.
That's good.
Stay the out from in front of
I
me.
have to do that. There's no law that says I have to be out in front of you.
There's no law that says I have to be.
It's called the Bain Act, and yes, you do, officer.
Yeah,
It's called prior restraint.
Exactly. He's trying to block his First Amendment is what he's trying to do, holding his fucking vest.
It's just, you know, I get that, you know, these cops have a very difficult job to do. However, a guy with a camera doesn't need somebody right in front of their face.
Right.
You know, to keep the other officer safe. He could be busy dealing with that and for those guys and keep a third eye on Mr. Antioch here. But
Yeah, what are you so scared about? What are you so scared of, officer?
As our other auditor in the Sacramento Community Watch Network, Levi Audit, says, a typical pig behavior. Exactly, yep. Levi. Exactly.
10 feet away either. I'm doing it out of courtesy. So why don't you just shut your fucking mouth and stay off?
Hey, you guys, shout out to Vigil Antioch. Like, share, and subscribe to his channel as well. Let him know we sent you. For sure.
Yep.
From in front of my camera. You're going to step in front again, huh?
Yeah, I can do that.
Eat my fucking ass, cop. You're a piece of shit.
Please don't grab my arm, dude. It's already broke. Please. Yeah, please. Dude, it's okay. Tell them to stop, people. You hear what I'm saying? Can I sit down, dude? Can I put my arms down, please? Dude, it hurts. I'm on film here. I didn't do that, dude. That hurts. Dude, please sit it down. Dude, I didn't do.
Hey, I bet you he's twisting the handcuffs upward too, like that, because the brass metal is on the, you know, so tight. He's probably just twisting the metal up like that to make it hurt. I guarantee.
You know, this just came to me, Chief. Is why don't they have smart handcuffs? You know, details on, you know, how tight the handcuffs were on the prisoner, whether or not these handcuffs were jostled around and moved around to where they were, you know, yanked upon and stuff like that,
yeah.
Force sensors and stuff. And, you know, this is...
Yeah, they're never going to get that.
They're never going to do that. But,
yeah,
you know,
anything towards police accountability and transparency, they're not looking for transparency and accountability.
Exactly. Look, it's 2025. You would think almost every single police force out there would have body cams, and there's still some police departments out there that are railing against body cams or even dash cams, folks. I mean, like one of Levi's counties that he's working in, they only have dash cams on the car and they have microphones on their bodies. But, you know, it's so stupid because, you know, they point the car in a different direction. They don't put people in front of the car, and then everything's done on mic, and you just expect to police the officer again because they don't refuse to wear body cams.
Yep, everything's done out the view of the camera. All the crime happens.
Yeah, in my opinion, they need to all have Insta360s on them, and they need to be running 24/7, and they'll be able to be monitored from anywhere by the citizens.
Absolutely.
You know, but that's just my opinion.
And take a look at the stats down there at the bottom. More killings by police per arrest than 78% of departments.
This whole area is against body cameras. They say they can't afford it, but they can afford new cars and tasers and new firearms and new, you know, pew-pews. They got, what else do they get that's brand new? Oh, you know, new radios where they're digitally encrypted. So that way they don't have to, you know, be accountable. You know, it's just, you know, they
do what they want to do with the money.
They can afford a set of body cams for every police officer if they only fire tyrant officers who don't deserve their job.
Exactly.
You get rid of one tyrant officer, you have enough pay. You have enough of his pay to where you can go out and buy body cams for the entire department for that entire year it would take to pay that officer.
Yep.
So you get rid of one tyrant officer out of your department. You got enough body cams. You can afford enough body cams for your entire department. So not being able to afford it is no excuse.
Yeah, especially if you get rid of all of the bad cops, you'll definitely have enough because there's not only one bad cop.
Well, no, but Chief, there's always that one cop that even the other officers know is horrible out there. Mm-hmm. And yet because of that thin blue crack line, you know, they all are sniffing. They don't ever, you know, even turn that one bad cop in, because as we say here, if there's, you know, if you have 100 cops and you have one bad cop and the rest of them do nothing about it, you know how many bad cops you have? You have 100 bad cops.
Absolutely.
You don't have one bad cop. The whole bushel's tainted, because if the bushel ain't telling that one bad apple, you're a bad apple, you need to get out of the bushel, it's just going to taint the whole batch. Yep. And that's how it works.
And speaking of bad cops, be sure to stick with us, because our throwback video, which is the last video we're going to show for you guys, it's going to showcase a bad cop. You guys don't want to miss it. For sure.
Dude, please stop grabbing my arm, please. Can you let it down, please? Dude, I'm a good kid. That's what you need to know, dude. Do you ever hear that from people? You hear them all right? I respect that. You're good people.
This always looks like gang activity, doesn't it? It always looks like a gang. Like, not police. It looks like a gang.
Nothing wrong. Dude, can I go free, baby?
And meanwhile, we got this doofus standing in front of the whole entire thing with his back to his police officer. You know, they could need him, but instead he's sitting here playing rinky dink. You know, I got nothing better to do than to, than to harass a citizen with a camera.
Yeah. Hey, you guys stay tuned and watch what happens with this officer. Freaking hilarious.
Fuck this pipe thrower, dude. No shit. That ain't real, dude. Bullshit. I want to walk out of here. Please let my arm go. Dude, it hurts. I ain't grabbing his gun. Fuck, I ain't got one, you liar. Please, chick. You know what I'm saying? Can you please let me go for this? Ow! I didn't do nothing. Ow, motherfucker. Quit it, kid. What's going on me, dude? You leave? Fucking so leave it all here, dude. Dude, you guys are tripping on me, dude. Ow! Can you please tell me?
I need to take a chill pill.
Can I tell you to get off me? Dude, I had a fucking speed. I want to walk out of here, sir. Please set the. I want all my shit. I ain't going to prison. Dude, it hurts, brother. I ain't do shit. I'm ow, fucker. Dude.
News at 11.
Hey, they kind of look alike. I swear they do.
Without the mustache, yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Dude, what am I supposed to do? Stop what? Dude, I want all my shit back. All my shit is my shit. Fucking stop paying my arm then, dude. Fuck, you ain't gonna find with your shit. I have nothing yours shit. Dude, that hurts, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you could tell he's been
2,500 lumens.
Yeah, you could tell that officer right there detaining that man is bending his arm. He's doing something to him. You could tell that his posture is just too much the same for the last 5 minutes that I've watched him. So he's concentrating on doing something to that individual to keep him complying. And that's why he's complaining.
And he's complaining that, ow, it hurts. Yep. You need to stop it. You know, I'm sorry, but supervisors need to be watching this. And if they are not correcting this behavior within their department, it is, again, just a travesty.
Hey, and no wonder why he's blocking him. No wonder why he's blocking, so we can't see exactly what's going on behind him.
Exactly.
That hurts. That fucking is a joke. My hamburgers are good. Yeah, we're not going to. Hell, what are you doing? You're not going to do that. Are you not going to walk out of here? You're going to walk out of here, dude. I am, but you're lying again, see? That's fucking bullshit. Watch your head. Look, I can eat what? I want all my shit. Ow, fucker. Dude, is that what you do to my mom? Dude, is that what you did to my mom? Killed her, dude? Dude, fuck, they don't care about nothing. Dude, you're the lawbreaker. It's on film. Are you dumb? Yeah, I ain't got your gun. You happy? You're gonna get it, red face. You know what?
And he lighted him up with that flashlight.
So they didn't find a gun. I wonder how many rights are violated here. We'll find out.
Yeah, so the call originally came out that the individual had a gun, found no gun, mind you. And his light is right on his face, 2,500 lumens.
Get the call. They really don't know what's going on, though. So
At least he's shining it. Oh, now it's in his eyes. I was going to say, at least it was in his forehead, you know?
we speak to that.
Just hang tight for a minute, Holly. He's got to take a picture real quick. And then we're out.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
So it sounds like they're
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Right.
No, if you have no more RAS, you need to let him go now.
Yeah.
There is no 1 second.
Where's the gun at that they claim that the individual had? Where's the gun at? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
1 sec.
One
Just
second.
because he has a gun doesn't mean he has it illegally.
You don't be a dick and you don't get my f***ing light in your face. Isn't that better?
Don't care.
You don't care? Well then f*** you. F*** you. You're a piece of sh**. You don't need to be a cop. You don't have the emotional maturity for this job, dude.
Very emotional.
Yeah, you're a f***ing child.
Yeah, he is very emotional.
Yelling at you.
I don't care.
Who the hell are you?
Cursing and yelling at you, prick.
You're right, you are.
Okay? Don't block
Shows
my
good
camera.
emotional maturity.
Blocking my camera is a
Hey, you
f***ing
kiss your
crime.
mother with a mouth.
Yes, it is. It's called prior restraint on a federal level, and on a state level, it's the violation of the Bain Act.
Okay.
Okay? What the f*** do you mean, no, it's not? Jackass?
See, and this is the reason why auditors should be able to go to a judge and go, I want to arrest this cop. I want to arrest this cop for the Bain violation. I want to arrest this cop for prior restraint. I want to arrest this cop for felony deprivation of rights under color of law. And then go and say, because the prosecutor's office has a special relationship with this police force, I want a special prosecutor on this case. And it should be somebody from the public defender's pool. Let the public defenders finally prosecute the police officers who are committing crimes. That's the way
Right.
it should work, folks.
Yep.
You're a f***ing clown, huh? Is your body cam on?
Yep.
I bet it's not.
See the red light?
Okay.
You red light?
Dash cam light, dash cam light.
You're finally right about something.
Yep.
Yeah. Best camera here, right here.
Yeah, he's pointing out all the cameras, but yet it takes police departments 50 years before they release those files and everything.
And sometimes hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. And
So-
they do redactions and hide names and faces and their own department faces and everybody involved.
Mhm.
We can't trust that.
Fortunately for the Reno area, they do not charge for body cam videos, but there are some police stations out there who make you pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, just so that way they can keep the body cams out of the people's hands. And like here in Reno, like Chief was saying, they wind up redacting faces. They blur out faces of the police officers because they quote some obscure law in the public information office, public information law. We're out there recording them anyways. They're out there in public. They have a public facing job. Release their faces. There's no need for that BS.
And you know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
What's up?
Especially here in Reno, they would attempt to violate your, not any rights, but they will attempt to, put your name, your first name and everything out there. And while you're recording, they'll say your first and last name. But the moment they release a video, they're ready to hide everything. Even when you call into the police department and you want to speak to a supervisor, they call you back on a block number.
Yep. Or as Levi says, or the footage goes missing. Yeah, exactly.
They hide so much.
Or what they try to do is what happened with auditing Reno 911 is one of the police officers or the sheriff's officers who hotboxed him in Carson tried to get a restraining order against Drew for you know, putting his information out there. You know, but he doesn't really even put as much information out there, you know, that you know, doxes him or anything, but, you know, just that sort of information. So let's keep going.
Police
Yeah, I
love
know
to
you
hide.
don't care about shit. You should care. You took an oath to care.
Okay. Good to go? All right. Have a nice evening.
Go yourself.
Oh, and he's a two-striper. He should know better.
Mm-hmm.
Where you going?
I'm going in my car.
Oh, why are you driving the going on the passenger side?
Gotta get other things out.
Jackass. Got you shaking up, huh? Look it. Play it off, Tommy. Play it off.
Okay.
Is it Tommy?
If you impede my movement,
Is it Tom? Go yourself.
Okay.
I know the laws
You
better than
impede
you,
my
jackass.
movement. Bullshit.
You mean
Stupid.
obstruct or impede? Yeah, you better put your seatbelt on, clown. Give me a reason to put a complaint on you. I'm sorry, give me a
And people wonder why we record law enforcement.
other
Wow.
reason.
Oh, and he has been there 15 years. He's a two-striper.
Mm-hmm.
15 years, and you only got one promotion? You're not even a sergeant, and you've been there 15 years, and you don't know the law? How pathetic.
Going forward, watch out for the
Yeah,
mirror.
suck it easy.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more Cop Watch videos from an auditor with the experience and balls to face tyrants like this head on with no fear, hit the fucking subscribe button.
Hey, you killed
All
your
right.
mother with a mouth.
Vigilante.
The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Thomas Jefferson. Very apt. So yeah, wow. 2,500 lumens to the eyes. Ouch.
Guys, be sure to slide over to Antioch or Visual Antioch and like, share, subscribe to his channel, and
Oh,
let him know
definitely.
that we sent y'all. Okay.
Yep. Okay, and then so we're gonna go to the second video. Is that San Joaquin, or is that going to be Audit Everything?
Yeah, let's roll with Audit Everything, and then we'll show the
Audit Everything. Okay.
Yeah. We'll show the
me
throwback
the
video last.
Okay. So let me pull up his tab here and add to the stage. This, folks, is Audit Everything. You can catch him at youtube.com/@auditeverything11. He says that he's an investigative journalist, civil rights activist.
Yeah, this brother does it all. He's awesome. He does an awesome job. His audits are entirely too funny. He's spot on with the law, and yeah, you can definitely learn a lot from this.
Was
young
trying
brother.
to see where he was out of, but he didn't list it there. So let's go ahead and watch it.
I think Mississippi. I think he's
Mississippi.
Out of, yeah.
Okay. The video that we're going to be going after tonight is "Show Me Your Video." Richland, Mrs. First Amendment Audit.
We're back. It's your boy. Audit everything. I mean, hey, out here in Richland, Mississippi. Yeah, I said it. Richland, Mississippi.
And folks, the phone line is open. If you guys want to give us a call and discuss any videos that you've seen so far, let us know. We'll take your call and we'll have a short discussion with you. Thanks for calling in.
And we just gonna be out here exercising our right to record in public places and spaces, such as this easement right here. Such as this easement right here. Now what do we have here? Very nice spot to record. Very nice. Very nice spot to exercise your rights for.
Folks, let's get our first caller on the line. Check out the number down at the bottom of the screen. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's a bank audit.
Yeah, call priority 1. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
sure.
And you always know for some reason a bank always hides a Ken or a Karen in it, and they're going to come out and going, "You're doing something that's really bothering our security." Okay, your security is within your 4 walls. It has nothing to do with the public sidewalk. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Yep, Levi, someone's about to call 911 and get the feelings police out there, I'm pretty sure. Hey, thank you, Cop Cam Review. I like your guys' live stream. I watch every chance I get. We love to have you guys watch. Thank you for commenting.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All of our channels are in the description, folks. Thank you. And Levi, when those feelings please come out, I will be giving out those 5 gift subscriptions, folks. So stay tuned. Let your friends know. Double tap your screens, yes, if you're watching on mobile. Hit OK and move over to that like button if you're watching on TV, folks. I think Levi's going to be right. They're just going to call the feelings police and not even bother coming out.
How you doing? You all right?
I thought that was a Ken there for a second.
Might be. He looked kind of suspicious.
I mean, this building looks kind of suspicious. I mean, you got all these pipes that send out massive amounts of money and receive massive amounts of money. You think we need to audit them? It's massive amounts of money, folks.
Yeah, shooting video. Yeah. I'm by myself. My own. I work for myself. Shoot videos.
Yo, baby LA. What's up, homies? Thank you. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah, man.
Glad to have you back. I think somebody told her about the gift subscriptions. I had to come back. You guys are comedians. Thank you. We love you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, welcome in, that guy. Oh, it looks like he's calling Wine 11, folks.
Is he on his phone?
Looks like he might be trying to text somebody or something or other. He looks like he's doom scrolling or something. Oh, yeah, now he's on his phone.
Hey, folks, remember, you can phone in your comments about this video. The phone line is ready. So if you call in, we'll pause the video, have a short discussion with you, and keep the video rolling. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's calling for sure. I'm sure.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
And here's the feelings police, folks. Okay, again, folks, remember, you don't call 911, or as we call it, Wine 11, whenever you have a non-emergency, folks. You always call the local non-emergency number in situations like this. 911 should be only used for emergencies. And again, if more police departments would properly charge for misuse of 911, we wouldn't be having people playing around with 911.
Right, and
using it for feelings enforcement.
Right, can I say something? Shout out to all the police officers that are watching. We see you.
Especially the good police officers. We love you, folks. We really do. We know you have a hard job, and we greatly appreciate it. We just want you to do it within the confines of the law. We love you when you do that. And here come those gift subscriptions, folks.
What up, big dog?
Right now.
All right.
What you doing with that phone?
I'm just shooting a video.
Shooting a video? Can
Yep.
you show it to me real quick?
Nah, I ain't gonna tell you my video.
All right.
What?
The reason why I'm here is because people from the bank calling.
Can you show it to me real quick? Hell no. Matter of fact, you can back up on my face. That's crazy. Why would you even ask somebody that? Terrible.
And just...
What they found say?
I was just going to say that gifted those five Community Watch memberships. Congratulations to that guy, Bobby Swisher, Full Blown Atheist, Loca Tina 143, and Johnny Appleseed. You now have gift memberships to Sacramento Community Watch. Enjoy.
The bank, but we don't know that until we get out here.
No, I was filming the bank.
Why?
Because I want to.
Are you making a movie or something?
I'm shooting a video. Just shooting a video.
Or here in Richmond, or for yourself, or what? Or what
I'm really doing an investigation on this bank.
Okay, for what?
For my own. I'm doing my own investigation.
All right. Let me ask you a question. Did they?
Hey, Chief, I'll be right back.
No, not at all. Oh, damn. I'm so sorry. You got nothing back, no? Washington. 221. Nice to meet you. But now, just shooting a video. No big deal. Yeah, just
where you from?
No, I don't want to tell you that either.
You ain't gotta tell me.
Okay. Why you keep asking stuff I ain't gotta tell you?
Well, I got a call about that.
I know, but you just
magic clip.
At least that's what I'm saying. If they say all I was doing recording, go say.
But you're being hella nosy though. Like, what are you gonna ask for next? Like, who does he sleep with? You know, what is your address, your social security number? I mean, you're being way too intrusive. Back up, get back in your car, disperse.
Did he come on the property? I'm telling you how you handle this. Actually, did he come on the property? They say no. I say, ain't no we can do, man. You gonna do it like that?
Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever make...
You started asking questions. I ain't going for that shit. You don't. I'm not going for that shit. I ain't gonna answer. So you might well just stop.
Well, I got to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead. Go for him. Go for him.
So, did you ever set foot in it? Did you ever set foot on the bank property?
I think. Go ask
folks.
Him.
Where's the investigation? Where's the entire investigation? He just rolls up to the guy with the camera because the complaining party says there's a guy out there with a camera recording. They called 911. They called feelings enforcement to come out. The guy comes out, no investigation. And he's going to start his investigation by trying to violate somebody's rights by going, let me see the video on your camera. What kind of BS policing is that?
It's terrible policing. That's what it is. Yeah, you're right, Levi. Audit's this cop hitting the pipe.
Yeah, he must be doing some serious rugs, man. I mean, it's just... Ugh.
It's just stupid. Come on, dude.
I'd rather you go ask them. I'd rather go talk.
I'm asking you.
Listen, this is what I want you to do. Go talk to the calling party and see what they tell you.
Well, it's always two sides to your story.
I know it.
There's two sides to every story, but you got to get the original side first. You got to get the complaining party side first. Figure out if there is any crime being committed in the first place. Because guess what? No crime. You don't need to talk to this person.
Go speak with the RP. Get that information from that individual, and then walk over to the person that they called about. Like he's doing it all wrong.
This is backwards policing because what he's trying to do is find, again, any justification to shorten this interaction to the most efficient way possible. And that means getting the ID cookie, the ID rug that they love so much, figuring out if he has any warrants out for his arrest. And if he does, arrest him and get him out of there. Case closed, problem solved. The guy who's causing a disturbance is now in custody.
And I haven't seen a disturbance yet.
And there has been no disturbance because, again, they're doing it. They should be going and talking to the people who actually complained.
All right.
But they're not. And again, this is just horrible policing at its finest.
But go hear their side first, and maybe they don't even tell you a crime. That's how you should do it.
I don't even know if the people from the bank called or not.
Might not be.
Black male, blue jean jacket, standing here recording.
Oh, you should have said, I ain't coming out there for no man standing there recording.
Well, I'm going to come because, I mean, that's what I get paid to do.
Okay, you're right, though, but hey, this
right, I got a job to
do. You're right, but this all I'm...
Well, I mean, and you could be doing other things, officer, with your time, such as, like we constantly point out, going through your warrant list and going and trying to knock on doors of people you're looking for.
Yeah. Go find a criminal.
Go find a criminal. You know, you get a call from dispatch saying that somebody's recording in front of a bank. Call them, figure out what's going on. Oh, I'm not coming out there for that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, ma'am.
Bye.
There's nothing unlawful that he's committing. He's not committing any crimes. Unfortunately, we're not going to waste our resources and come out there for this minute situation. He's only recording on a public sidewalk. I still got to come because we got a call about you. Well, go call on each other. Go look for bad cops. How about that?
And I'm surprised he hasn't asked for that ID cookie yet.
Right. He probably going to get to that.
This is all I'm doing. I don't want to be bothered either.
All
right. Well, have a nice day.
You do too.
Thank you, LD1.
Be good, big dog.
Shout out to LD Juan Kenobi. What's up?
That officer turned tail pretty fast there.
Yeah, he did. He was out of there like Speedy Gonzalez.
Levi Audit says any sort of actual police work would be nice instead of wasting tax dollars. Exactly.
Yep. Absolutely. It's a nice car he's in, though.
Too bad it's all decked out with police gear.
Right, and who paid for that? We the
taxpayers.
People. We the people.
Although the way that it's probably decked out, you could probably make it play the chicken dance.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
we got 2.
Oh, so now we're going to go down to the end of the block and we're going to watch him from afar because he's suspicious. He's out there filming and making people uncomfortable, and people called 911. Yo, baby LA, you guys are silly. Thank you. We try to have fun and make this fun and entertaining for you folks. We do a lot of serious work, and these live streams give us a chance to be silly. It gives us a chance to be entertaining, and again, gives us a chance to educate and also inform you. There's many ways to educate and inform people. My parents say that like Jon Stewart and The Daily Show is not real news. Again, I disagree. Jon Stewart and The Daily Show is real news with comedy. If you can't laugh at the news and it has to be serious, sometimes it's not worth watching. Mm-hmm. Woe to all those who call evil good and good evil. Isaiah 5:20. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you, Perseverance 777. You're 10-8. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'll be right back in the split.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, officer. I can't remember his name, but he did a good job.
Perseverance 777 says one of the 6 things that God hates, false accusers, from Proverbs 6:16. Exactly. And sometimes the biggest false accusers are from the police officers themselves sometimes. It's unfortunately that's what the courts are there for, to try to make heads or tails of whether or not it's a false accusation or not. So, but let's keep watching.
I tried to mess with him a little bit to see what he'll do, but he cool people, I can tell you.
And folks, if we can, let's try to keep our conversation related to our mission statement. If we can, please.
Audit everything. I mean, hey, we gonna call that a pass for Rich. Appreciate the love. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Do everything, man. We turned up, we going up. Every day we getting better, bigger and bigger, man. Y'all stick with me, I'm stick with y'all, man. That's for real, for real. We out.
And then that, again, was Audit Everything, folks. Don't forget to head over to the original content creators. Links are in the description below, folks, as well as links to the original videos. Don't forget to go over there and share some love and like, share, and subscribe to their content as well. Because without them, we can't bring you things like this. So, we love them and thank them too. Shout out to everybody that we've been showing tonight.
Shout out to that brother right there, Audit Everything. He does awesome work. We gotta stay put. We gotta stay supporting that young man right there.
Yep. Okay, so for the third video, let's see here, is from San Joaquin Valley Transparency. And if I believe I'm correct, because I caught a few seconds of the video, I thought I heard your voice, Chief. So this is one of your videos?
Yep. This is one of my original videos. A police officer ended up giving me an elbow walking past me, and I had to kind of get on his helmet about that. And you know what's so funny? I ran into the chief several weeks ago, and we had a short discussion about this incident. And he said the sergeant was disciplined on his the words that he chose to use towards me, you know, the curse words that he used. But as far as the officer, he said he didn't see anything in the video. So, you know, it's one of those things where we investigated ourselves and found what?
No wrongdoing. It's just, it's the same old song and dance. That's the reason why we believe that internal affairs needs to be taken away from the police. Internal affairs can still be there, but any of their findings needs to go to an independent review board based upon citizens, where citizens get in and have needs to be detached objectivity from the police department. There needs to be nobody related to the police department in there other than maybe a lawyer who can help guide that little clan of people to properly discipline these officers. You know, that's my opinion, at least.
And we appreciate you as well, Perseverance. Thank you. Sorry.
But no problem. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to that video. It's called Extra Aggressive Cop Flying Elbow Like Goldberg.
Threatened me with arrest. He just bumped me with his arm.
Welcome back to San Joaquin Valley Transparency.
You're interfering with... I'm not interfering. That's a physical thing. 1 second.
This video comes to you by way of Sacramento Community Watch. Make sure you
this is...
Yeah, that's epic right there. Look at that, folks.
5 subscribers and 3 videos. This is going back in time here, folks. So let's see here. Right now, I'm just going to... let me open this in a new tab here. Just like to point out...
I want to say it's the love of the community, man, that you guys have brought us so far, and we love you guys for that. Straight up.
Let me share this tab, and just to put it out there. And thanks to you guys. What isn't not doing that? Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Let me zoom in here so people can see it. We are currently, thanks to you folks, at 10.8 thousand subscribers with 528 videos.
Hey, that's awesome.
And it's all thanks to you guys. Yep. And we do thank you. And, you know, it's all because of you, folks. So, you know, if you are new to us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, you can hit the join button where you can see where My C Perks is. Hit the join button to become a virtual watchman. And like I said, I gave 5 gift subscriptions today to 5 lucky viewers. So if you weren't one of the beneficial ones, you know, go ahead and, you know, hit the join button and become a virtual watchman today, folks. So let's get back to this here.
Show them some support.
Sure, we can debate that, but luckily you didn't get arrested.
This video involves the Sparks Police Department from the state of Nevada.
Yeah, next time.
Hey, Chief, I can't hear you. You're all garbled for some reason. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything from you, man. I'm not sure. Oh, Chief has some technical difficulties. We're going to let him sort them out, and we're going to go back to the video, folks.
Threatened me with arrest. He just bumped me with his arm.
Sparks police officer.
Yep, we can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying go back to the YouTube page, because some people don't understand who the Sacramento Community Watch is and what we're all about and what we do. And I want you to read the mission statement.
Okay. Let me pull that. Let me hit more here. The Sacramento Community Watch Team is a team of dedicated investigative journalists who audio and video record professional interactions and interactions that possibly may showcase police misconduct. By doing this, we hope to expose tyranny and injustice by the very same people who swore to protect our constitutional rights and our communities. We also conduct First Amendment audits inside government buildings and other publicly funded public property, ensuring that the public employees who work inside these publicly funded buildings honor, respect, and uphold our right to peacefully record on our public property. If you'd like to report law enforcement anonymously, please do so via email at sacramentocommunitywatch@gmail.com.
And at the top of it, it says, we are a team that is direct nonviolent surveillance of police. That's it.
Yep.
Nonviolence.
Nonviolence. Yep. Direct nonviolent surveillance of the police. We have no ill will. We have no ill intent. We just want to be able to peacefully record what our law enforcement is doing.
Yeah, for public safety.
Public safety. Okay, let's go back.
Nathan Lyles purposely bumps into the videographer.
Are you ready? I'm gonna rewind
Nathan Lyles.
He just bumped me with his arm.
Sparks police officer Nathan Lyles purposely bumps into the videographer.
Are you
I got to use my SpongeBob one here.
We can't hear that.
Oh, you can't hear that? Okay.
No,
I don't
it's
know
like
what happened.
By the way, that's the chief that I spoke with a couple of weeks ago.
I'll leave when they leave. Yeah, next time don't threaten me with arrest. He just bumped me with his arm.
If you take a look down below, you will see that Officer Nathan Lyles makes a good amount of money to be treating the public this way. He definitely violated professional standards. I definitely believe this officer deserves some complaints.
And I'm gonna file a complaint against your bitch ass too. Bump me again. Bump me again. I can defend myself. Bump me again. He just bumped me with his arm. He just bumped me with.
Did you hear what he said when I said next time I'm gonna file a complaint against your bitch ass? He said, "Excuse me." What do you mean, excuse me? Didn't you just assault me with your arm, punk?
His arm. Why would I even lie about that?
Well,
why would I even lie about it? He just bumped me with his arm.
Lying about it.
So what is his fucking problem?
I think it's you.
How?
Because when we show up to try to do our job.
No.
So you guys understand what's happening here. Assistant Manager Sheffield, we don't like to call them sergeants. We're not at war with the people. So Assistant Manager Sheffield tries to blame shift on the videographer. So what Assistant Manager Sheffield is saying is if a cop gets annoyed by you for whatever reason, he can go ahead and assault you.
It's just like...
Am I going to be famous too? You're going to put me on your YouTube video?
Tony the Tyrant, exactly the same mentality because,
Do you see the color that I am?
He thinks he can get away with it because he has the special law powers. It's just so stupid.
Yes, absolutely. Perseverance 777. Bring back integrity. Obey lawful orders only. Absolutely. Definitely a tyrannical pig. And we hate to call them pigs here in the Sacramento Community Watch Network. We like to try to be a little bit more respectful. But as you guys can see, time and time again, officers like to try to violate our rights, give us unlawful orders all the time. Instead of learning unlawful orders, learn the fucking law. Simple.
What's his name? I want to file a complaint.
That's
Can you get your light out of my face, please?
Well, your light's in my face. I'm just trying to make it fair ground.
Okay.
A phone's light, by the way. My phone had its flash on, and he had his flashlight. But my light was bright.
So that's Officer Lyles.
Weak.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know what the complaint's for because I watched.
He just bumped me, so that's assault.
Okay. So
I have a 10-20 right here.
Do you want to talk to me or not?
Yeah. Go ahead. So I'll be following. Can you have a supervisor roll out for me?
Hey, do you want to talk to me or do you want to talk
can you take your light out of my face, please?
Well, like I said, it's fair ground, my man.
Is that better?
No, it's considered prior restraint officer. It's what it's called because right now he can't. You're shining it into his camera. You're not shining it.
Yeah, I'm not shining it into his. Yeah, it's just stupid. I mean, and instead of being professional with a member of the public, you would rather be, you know, abrasive and attempt to, you know, intimidate members of the public. It's just disgusting behavior.
Yeah, and, you know, he's trying to report an assault that a police officer done, and you're not taking him seriously at all.
Nope.
I mean, an assault is an assault, whether it's done by a police officer or a citizen, and the punishment should be the same.
Yep.
But
just
again,
as quickly too the same. Like, not wait 3, 6 months, 9 months for some sort of, you know, what do they call it, a trial, internal affairs investigation or something, or appeal.
I mean, again, I hate to go back to the whole Derek Chauvin thing, where, you know, where he unalived that man, but he should have been arrested right there in the street in front of everybody for putting his knee on the neck of that man. It's just absolutely horrible. It needs to happen. You know, justice needs to be carried out just as swiftly on police officers as they carry it out onto us. And if somebody says that officer assaulted me for no reason, he had no lawful reason to put his hands on me, that officer should be in his own handcuffs.
Yep. There's no investigation. You know, we seen the video, we seen the interaction, we seen the crime happen. Lock his ass up.
And some of those police officers witnessed it happen, but they're going to they're going to look away and claim they never saw anything because of the thin blue line.
Yep.
What I call the thin blue canyon. You know, it runs wide and deep, but it looks very thin, but it's a very big canyon, folks.
Like that incident that happened in Sacramento, where the Sacramento County sheriffs were escorting that elderly woman out of the front of the jail. And when they got outside, the deputy pushed her, and she flew and hit the ground so hard. And all the deputies that were escorting her out just turned their heads and walked back inside the building.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Again, until there's a federal minimum standard and these people are held accountable for the crimes that they commit while wearing that badge, and not have an internal affairs department sweep it under the rug, there's always going to be that gap between the police and the people that they serve.
Yep.
And I agree with Levi. It is sickening.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't leave that up there long enough. It's just downright sickening.
10 years for an investigation, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I was here trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
From what he's telling me, you're interfering with.
I'm not interfering. That's a physical thing.
Again, interference, folks, is a physical act. And again, the other law that they get you for out here in Nevada is resisting a public officer, and that's what currently Chief England is fighting against, is a resisting a public officer charge. So if they can't get you on interfering, they're definitely going to try to get you on resisting.
Right.
And they would much rather get you before they, you know, and claim that you did something wrong. Again, victim blaming, rather than actually hold one of their own accountable. It's just downright sickening.
And it's always obstruction when all you're doing is sitting there recording the officer. So obviously this is some sort of attempt to, you know, block their First Amendment rights to record law enforcement and any other laws that are in place, you know, that allows the members of the public to record law enforcement. That's all they're trying to do, is block that.
So the officer that wound up arm checking him, wound up gaslighting his superior, and now the gaslighting is continuing with Chief England here, because they're just saying, oh, well, you're interfering, you're causing us problems because you're standing there with a camera. Just downright stupid.
1 second. Just like you're making a bitch complaint about somebody.
A bitch complaint.
Mm-hmm.
A bitch complaint.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yep. And police, you know,
a complaint is a complaint is a complaint. Whether or not there's a bitch behind it is a separate story. Oh my God. You know, I could basically say that any time an officer pulls me over for speeding, that's a bitch complaint.
Yep. Just disdain, disrespect towards members of the public, all because I was recording. He's trying to cover Nathan Lyles' bad misconduct here on the left side. His name is Nathan Lyles, by the way, folks, and he's only about 5'5", 5'6", and he's a canine officer as well. So you know he's one of the type that'll release the dog on you for absolutely no reason. No reason.
And again, folks, I'm 6'7". Chief is over 6 foot as well. So you ask any tall person, they will always tell you it's always the short people that have something to prove. I don't know why it is. It is. And 5 foot nothing people like Kyle, and I hate to be a tallest person, or you discriminate against, height, but it's always the short ones that have something to prove, in my opinion.
Right.
Ain't that right, Chief?
Yeah, absolutely. Little midget.
Yo, baby LA, thank you. Bobby Swisser, one of our new members, says, "What's up, everyone? Thanks for the membership, Reno News Now." You're welcome, Bobby. Great to have you aboard.
For sure.
Canine cops are sadistic. Yes, they are. Especially because they, again, folks, I say this multiple times. You give a cop a puppy, you give a cop a special, force designation like Scorpion or SWAT or some funny little acronym that makes them feel all powerful. It goes straight to the head, right to the cabasa, and it totally changes the way that they're supposed to be doing their job. Police should not have military designations. They should not have these special, Scorpion units or even these puppies. It's just downright, there's no need for them. Yo, baby LA, I will bring my dog out with me for now on. My dog is a beast. Big Roddy. Oh yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for a police dog to do a canine sniff around a car when there's another canine in the car.
Exactly.
It's a distraction.
Bumping into you, just like you're making a bitch complaint about somebody bumping into you.
Just like you're making a bitch complaint about somebody bumping into you.
I'm actually telling you.
Right, because if that was you.
1 second.
Okay.
I'm trying to explain what he's explaining to me, and he's cutting you a break. All right. You show up.
Whoa. So the person who assaulted you is cutting you a break because he believes that you are interfering, which is a physical act, and the sergeant, which is his supervisor. Again, folks, none of these people know the law. That sergeant should have locked up that officer. And again, this is the reason why I kind of want to test out the powers of citizen arrest on a police officer.
Absolutely.
Again, virtually. Don't expect to ever lay hands on one. I don't ever, but officer, you're under arrest. You need to get your supervisor over here. He needs to write you a ticket for assault. You're under arrest. I'm arresting you. You're under arrest, but I'm not ever going to place hands on him, but it's just, again, even if you place him under citizen's arrest, this sergeant would wind up doing this big old gaslight he's trying to do now. And if push came to shove, again, the officer Lyles would be putting in resisting an officer or interfering an officer in order to avoid those charges because he was doing lawful duties. Again, it's the race to, in some of these things, it's a race to who, which one the court will believe first. And usually because the courts are in bed with the officers, they're usually going to believe the officer first, as we're seeing with Chief England's case.
Yep.
The big ass fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Other people are reporting that there's guns involved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lie.
You insert yourself into that,
right?
And you're not doing anything to help it.
First of all, he's not inserting himself. He's standing off to the side recording.
Yep.
How many times do we got to keep saying that? It's not interference. That's NRS 171.1233.
Standing about 30 feet too. Stupid.
Which is where the alleged threat of arrest, which is not a threat. That's obstructing when you start getting in the way of an investigation.
I didn't obstruct.
Obstruction is a physical act, officer.
Learn the law.
Assholes.
Yeah, learn the law.
Right? Well, apparently you don't understand it because
I do understand it very well. I wore a uniform 11 years, buddy.
Okay, so you should understand it, but instead you still interfere with the investigation. And
He's not interfering.
Of my officers.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. So that's where some of the agitation comes in.
Again, officer safety, officer cowardness.
Yep.
Rather than arresting you, which is again, it's not.
He couldn't arrest me.
There you go. I was trying to cover it up. Like I said, he couldn't arrest me.
He couldn't arrest you. Yeah, no.
Nope.
Would have been, and it would have been horrible on you guys' end.
Sure, we can debate that, but luckily you didn't get arrested.
It's not luckily
No.
I wouldn't have gotten arrested because
Thank you.
involving myself
I'm not
physically
gonna,
is
1 second. Involving yourself.
1 second.
right. I did not do that though. All I did was say
You
something.
in
Walking.
and being within proxemics of our investigation while being an asshole
Is not interference.
While being an asshole.
There was a
While being an asshole, he said.
Okay, so now not only has he said you committed a bitch complaint,
Yeah.
you're trying to file a bitch complaint, you're being an asshole, and this is how he's talking to a member of the public, a journalist who is videotaping, who has every right to be here.
Hey, you could tell this guy violates rights.
I could tell he shouldn't be a sergeant. That's for damn sure.
He shouldn't be an officer.
Both of these people need to be desk donkeys for at least another year. Learn the laws all over again.
Yep. Together.
Levi Audit's one of our members of Sacramento Community Watch says cops trying to intimidate the people as usual. Lies left and right.
Almost
Left,
struck my
right.
niece with the vehicle, and I said something to her, and he was the one who walked up to me. He addressed me before walking up to the car.
So let me give you guys a little background on that. So when the officers first, so they were responding to a fight in Reno, Nevada. Actually, it was in Sun Valley. I'm sorry, at the Boulder Crest apartment complex, and we were already there. I was there with my nieces and nephews. They were running around playing and stuff in the apartment complex. It was literally about maybe between 6 and 7 o'clock, fairly dark outside. And the police vehicles rolled in. First, Reno police showed up. They left. About 4 cars, they showed up. They left. And then Washoe County deputies showed up. They left. Lastly was Sparks Police Department. They showed up about 5 cars deep, racing through the apartment complex with all their lights blacked out. And my niece was attempting to cross over the street while they were coming in. And I screamed at the officer, like, you guys need to slow down. I said it with all my vocal ability. And so he got out the car with some chip on his shoulder, like, who is this guy telling us what to do? Why is he telling us to stop? Why is he screaming at us? And that's when I began to follow them and record them within a reasonable, safe distance. And then it ended up with the elbow. So just want to give you guys.
And remember, folks, he is the highest ranking official on scene.
Yep.
Because the citizen outranks a police officer every single time, unless that citizen is under detainment.
Mm-hmm. Unless they've committed a crime.
Unless they've committed a crime or suspected of committing a crime and are under a legal detainment. And again, legal detainment is clearly spelled out in Nevada state law. So
there was no lights and sirens. We didn't know who you guys were. So how do we know who you guys are? We were.
You hear the female officer? We don't have to respond with lights on. Well, you will want to respond with some lights on, not black out your vehicles and race through an apartment complex with kids still running around playing.
Well, and here's the thing too, is if they don't respond with lights and sirens, if they do not make themselves visibly aware that they are make the public visibly aware that they are a police officer, they are supposed to abide by all traffic laws. So if they're going through a residential area, they should not be speeding. They should be, if they're going through an apartment complex, and they need to keep it between 5 and 15 miles an hour in that apartment complex. And if they need to keep an eye out for pedestrians. And when there's pedestrians out there, like kids running around, they need to be closer to the 5 than the 15.
And mind you, this incident took place with kids.
it was a bunch of kids, teenagers, having a big argument in this apartment complex, which, was unfortunate. But as what we can see, nobody had a gun. Nobody really was out there like fist fighting, throwing blows and elbows and kicking and, suplexing each other.
Other agencies came and went.
Yeah,
these are the last ones on the scene. And again, it's because they have nothing better to do.
Mm-hmm.
They go in, put their nose into another department's call.
Yep. Three agencies showed up: Reno Police Department, Washoe County Sheriff's Department, Sparks Police Department. Nothing else better to do but to respond to a call of some teenagers having an argument in a parking lot of an apartment complex.
And when we talk about pig pile, folks, this is how a pig pile starts, is because they got nothing better to do. And this is, again, late at night. So unfortunately, they just can't go around and effecting arrests on warrants, because after a certain time of night, they're not allowed to, according to law. So they have nothing better to do. So they sit around in their cars looking for speeders. And when they can't find any, guess what? Then they start going, playing pig pile at all these calls that come in. They get bored and they make trouble.
Absolutely. Now, true enough, like I said, it was between the hours of maybe 7 and 9 p.m., I would say. And at that time, I think a lot of the kids should have been in the house. But if you're teenagers, more times out of, I'm guessing 9 o'clock is not too late for a teenager to be out.
Well, and apartment complexes are very unique things too. I mean, it's you've got kids who, know other kids in the apartment complex. Right. So, they're going to be running around. They're going to be going from different houses to houses, trying to, sneak cookies and candy and play video game. Oh, I got this video game over at my house. Come over here. Let's go get it real quick and we'll come back. I grew up that way too, running back and forth between apartment complexes. It's just how life is in an apartment complex. So again, even at 9, 10 o'clock at night, there's going to be kids running around doing something, real quick, but again, you don't need 3 different agencies showing up, especially whenever the other 2 were 10-8.
Yeah. They never called in the dispatches. It was like, hey, it's clear. We just swooped by. Nothing was going on. We didn't see anybody. We're 10-8. We're gone. But yeah, these guys get here. And as you guys can see on the video, which we're going to start here again shortly. Sorry about all the talking. But as you guys are going to see, there's nothing going on with these officers but them standing around, creating more of a situation with their vehicles parked there. They're in a huddle talking with each other. No fights, no kids.
And Sun Valley is in Sun Valley, isn't that technically Reno PD's jurisdiction? I mean,
Sun Valley is it's right there on the cusp.
Yeah, Sun Valley is kind of one of those weird ones where it crosses into, again, both Sparks and Reno. It depends on where you're at, actually. And I know all these 3 agencies tend to have each other's back, but sometimes you cross a line that you shouldn't be crossing, and Sparks and Reno need to prevent those waste of resources by not responding to a call that's not on their side of the line.
Already walking across the street is what I'm saying. We're already walking across the street. Can I get you to identify real quick?
Let me go back a little bit. So
across the street is what I'm saying. We're already walking across the street. Can I get you to identify real quick?
I'm Officer Grissom, badge number 550.
Okay, can you identify, please?
You already identified me as Officer
B. Sheffield.
Sergeant Sheffield.
Sergeant Sheffield. Can you identify for me real quick?
B. Russell, 116.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
You see what I'm saying? Disdain and disrespect for the public. What's so crazy? The only thing that they did, we appreciate that guy. Thanks for the memberships. Love the videos. Thank you, bro. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy it.
So like I said, the officers, they're just more disrespect, more disdain for the public. They don't care. They want to, make it seem like they have some sort of supervisory position over the public. And as the video continues, you're going to see my nieces and nephews are still standing behind me too on the sidewalk. They want to make sure that their uncle was okay. And yeah, we'll keep it rolling from here.
It's to talk to dispatch, just like you guys talk to dispatch.
So you guys probably didn't hear. I believe it was Sergeant Sheffield. He was like, I'm wondering why he has a walkie-talkie. Well, if you guys didn't know, the Sacramento Community Watch Team, we carry radios and we have dispatch. So when we're out cop watching, with our team, we have communications more efficient than cell phones. We don't want to have to pick up a phone and dial and, do all that stuff. We just hit our mic and we have instant communication. But the officer's inquiring about it. Why? I don't know. Because he's probably jealous that we have radios like them.
Yeah, the other thing we use radios for is like when we do like Reno tends to have some theme nights. You've probably seen some of the lives that we've done, such as Zombie Crawl and Leprechaun Crawl and Santa Crawl, just to name a few. We use those radios so that way we can disperse out, find out where the trouble's happening, and then call everybody to our location so that way they know what's going on. Absolutely. Get more cameras over there if needed. It really helps out, and we tend to work in teams as well. So it's just tools of the trade. We want to keep our members when we're working together well informed and make sure that they're taken care of and safe. And thanks to I want to shout out to our dispatchers too. We love what you guys do and help us keep track of all the information that we have out there. So shout out to you guys.
And shout out to our UC members as well too. We have undercover watchmen that go out with us. They don't wear our vests. They do have a radio earpiece, and they walk around our areas that we're in patrolling, and they give us information on what's going on, and all that.
And they sometimes record too, but they tend to do it more discreetly than we do. We're right there with the gimbals and audio equipment and everything. But yeah, our undercover guys, they do a fantastic job too.
Yep. Shout out to you guys as well. Set up.
What else do you do with radios? You help?
We actually help. We help too, folks. We help protect people from tyrants like them.
Right. Look, they help, but they have their car parked and the car has to go around them. Nobody likes the police to be there and block off the streets and show up. Like a lot of people are scared of the police. A lot of people don't want the police around because they feel like they're going to be harassed by the police. They're going to be ran for warrants by the police. They're going to be killed by the police.
And we've helped the community as well. I keep
100.
Mentioning this is when I first did what was it? It was Santa or Zombie Crawl? It was Zombie Crawl, I believe. We caught a store owner assaulting a customer because of a perceived lighting of some substance, tobacco or the other stuff, and then the victim got arrested because a claim of larceny, trying to steal money when none of that happened. And the security guard on our cameras comes out and go, he tried to take this with his mask and, basically just destroyed the evidence scene, and if it wasn't for our videos, the guy would have been in even much more trouble. But because of our videos, the case just wound up being dismissed, and the police did the wrong thing. They didn't conduct a proper investigation. We were waiting for them to ask us to see, our footage, asked us to go happen, because we were the ones who flagged them down, and we were actually doing the correct work, and we were doing it correctly. But because we were documenting it correctly, but because the moment that they arrested him, because there was a difference between detainment and arrest. He was detained. We were willing to work with the cops while he was detained. But the moment they arrested him, the moment that they decided they were taking him to jail, was the moment that we stopped participating and cooperating with the police, and we worked with the victim's daughter to make sure that she had the videos so that way he could get out of this squeaky clean. Because I even told the police officer I was live streaming Reno News Now. Go to that website. It's all there. Did they ever go to it? No. Was it ever mentioned in the police report? No.
Yeah, but he did mention how they can get the information or the videos footage from us, though.
Yeah, they were going to want to confiscate our videos and our equipment, and we had to bring up that NRS 171.1233 again, that we own it, we maintain it, it is not yours, you cannot get it from us because we were filming you guys.
And it's a violation if they attempt to stop or, take the equipment from us. It is against the law. NRS 171.1233. Look it up.
Yo, baby LA says you guys are the ones that help the public people, not the police. Hell no. The police don't help me or my fiance. They ruin lives. We love you guys.
We appreciate it.
Bad police do, yes. We draw a clear distinction between bad policing and good policing. If you're doing it good and lawfully, we love you guys.
Shout out to all the good police officers out there. I'm not going to attempt to call out all their names right now, but I'll say Lieutenant Broward of the Reno Police Department, and I would say Police Officer Williams with the West Sacramento Police Department, and EB2 with the North Sacramento Police Department.
Again, police should be able to at any point know your 5 elements of the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Yep.
They should know the Fourth Amendment about illegal searches and seizures. They should know the Fifth Amendment about your right to remain silent. They should know about the Sixth Amendment about your right to an attorney during any police questioning. These are just some of the things that, we can spout off at the top of our heads, but for some reason police can't.
Nope.
And thanks to qualified immunity, they don't have to learn the law. Qualified immunity should have been an excuse for them to be more trained in the law, but instead it just gives them a scapegoat not to learn the law, and that it has to be clearly established about every little minute detail when it comes to the lawsuit in order for them to lose their qualified immunity. It's just sickening. Anyways, let's continue with the video. We're getting off on tangents here.
Yeah, when you get out of this illusion that you're actually here to help, you'll do better. Right, you as well, sir. Thank you. Right, over and out. You're out.
You hear what he just said? When I said have a good day, he said over and out. Rewind it just a tad bit. Over and out.
Over and out.
Right, over and out. You're out.
You should have been 10-8 a long time ago.
Right, you as well, sir. Thank you.
You hear him?
Over and out. You're out. Thank you. When you get out of this illusion that you're actually here to help, you'll do better.
And you know what's so crazy? They're still standing there in a huddle holding their vest.
They're in on pit pile. They got nothing better to do.
You're not doing anything to help the public. They said that we're actually there to help. No, you're not. You're standing there looking like a bunch of Power Ranger foot soldiers.
Putty Patrol. Here's the thing is they always claim that they're so busy that they got so much stuff that they got to do that that any little perceived slight is interfering with their duties and their investigation. And 9 times out of 10 they're just standing around doing nothing like this.
9 times out of 10 this is how they conduct their investigations. Standing around in with the gang mentality, like, oh, we're here, we got guns, we run this town, and we're the Power Rangers, and it's just ridiculous at this point. And this is exactly why we record them. This is exactly why we record law enforcement, because the public needs to see this.
Well, and I'm going to put it to you this way: at least when the cameras come out around Reno PD, they're 10-8. They can't wait to 10-8 whenever we pull our cameras out.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know why, there's these Sparks PD just wants to sit around here doing absolutely nothing. Yo, baby LA says, I see your videos when they don't know the First Amendment when you ask. It's just this should be just something that police should be able to spout off at the top of their head. And usually whenever you ask, it's either, oh, I'm busy, or I don't have time for that, or, oh yeah, I know it. Well, what are they? Well, I don't, I got other things I got to do. Something else is going on. It's like, okay, well, we'll tell you what, whenever you're about ready to 10-8, come back to me and we'll talk about it. I don't want to. They much rather 10-8 out of there than answer a hard question about their job. and
And you
it's
know
not
what?
that hard.
I'm going to actually put together a short where it's a compilation of officers when we ask them about the First Amendment and them giving some sort of excuse why they don't know or whatever their excuse is. I'm going to make a compilation video and I'll release that here shortly for you guys. Not today, but within the week. So
yeah, there's one that I also want to work on, folks, that it's going to be coming soon. Perseverance 777, let freedom ring. Yes,
absolutely.
I talked this over at the backstage last week after we got done with the live with Chief. I want to make what they call a TLDR. In case you don't know what that is, it's too long didn't read, or in this case with YouTube, too long didn't watch, of everything that happened with Chief England's case. So that's something I'm working on over at Reno News Now. We might also stream it over on Sacramento Community Watch if it turns out to be a real banger. So stay tuned for that. You know, I'm going to be working on that once I get a little bit of time and bandwidth away from work. I'm going to be spending this weekend doing a little bit of work still. Levi Audit says that would be a good video, Chief. Yes, it would. I can't wait to see something like that. Yep. And then Yo Baby LA says they just need to learn the law. Again, Yo Baby, I totally agree with you. You know, they need to have theme weeks. You know, hey, this is trespassing week. This is DWI week. This is, you
First
know,
Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment.
This is the Constitution week. We're going to learn, you know, most of the Constitution that involves your job. You know, it's
right. You
know, they don't need to learn the entire thing. Like there's two amendments that cancel each other out, which is because of the prohibition. I forget which amendments they are. I don't even remember what they are. I just know that they have to do with alcohol, and it was banning alcohol and repealing alcohol. That's as much as I need to know about that. But yes, and they also need to follow it. But let's continue, folks.
This illusion that you're actually here to help, you'll do better. Right, you as well, sir. Thank you. Right, over and out. You're out. And you're a bitch.
All right, folks, let's point out some obvious things about this video.
I had to hit him with
The
that.
man behind the camera was awesome. He mentioned in the video that he wore a uniform for 9 years. I don't know if he's ex-law enforcement, but that line was absolutely brilliant. You see, I wore...
And Chief, you want to go ahead and explain your history in law enforcement?
So
let people know.
So I was a public safety officer, state of Georgia, for about 5.5 years, and I also worked TSA as a transportation security officer for about 6 years. And after that, some other things happened with my father, some illness, and I moved back to California. So that's pretty much that.
Yeah, and again, it's just one of those things where you've been on that side and you've been on both sides, so you kind of know what's going on.
Oh, absolutely. And shout out to the Georgia Road Congress and the police department and my whole entire team. I love you guys. I miss you guys. And yeah.
And we'd like to also point out that Levi Audits, he has his family member in law enforcement as well, so he kind of knows what's going on behind the scenes as well. Again, folks, I mentioned it before myself, is I got a cousin who is in the law enforcement up in Wisconsin. As much as I would love to go up there and audit what they do, unfortunately I can't get out there because I'm in Nevada. But it's just one of those things that you don't ever, I kind of do, I kind of don't with my cousin, but it's just, I have to take it on good faith that she is one of the good ones, and because her father was one of the good ones, and that's basically where I'm going to leave it with that. So shout out to them. I love you guys dearly. I love all my family dearly, and but we're going to keep going and getting into tangents here.
I wore a uniform once, but I was never a cop. Confusing cops is a game only masters can play. Well done, sir. Well done. The cop that battered the videographer should be fired immediately. You mean to tell me that he doesn't like being on camera when he's always taking pictures? This guy even takes selfies, folks. Now, the 3-striped assistant manager, he should be demoted immediately. All he did was throw excuses out there. And in my
bitch complaint, really? Bitch complaint.
Opinion, he even threatened the videographer. He threatened him with the rest. That department is now going to be on our radar. Looks like we're going to have to look deeper into misconduct and complaints that are being made there, especially all the lawsuits. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. We'll definitely do some follow-ups when we have them. For now, I'd like to send all of you over to this man's channel. If he continues to record police, the people are in for a real nice treat. I'll drop his channel link in the description and in the pinned comment. Make sure you guys subscribe to him and let him know that I sent you.
And folks, just like to point out that San Joaquin Valley Transparency has also featured our Sacramento Community Watch channel multiple times for all the great work that we've done. And
shout out to that brother.
Shout out to him, man. He's an OG, and the fact that he shouts out other auditors, we love him. We love to shout out other auditors too, man. It's how we educate people, folks. That's how auditors educate themselves. So if you want to be an auditor, just pick up a camera and start recording, folks. Never hurts to just pick it up and record it, even if you don't publish it. At least you have it and you can create evidence for people who need it.
I'm sure he'll be stoked to see you guys there. If you have videos that you want us to look at, send it to recordpolicenow@gmail.com. Let us know if you want to stay anonymous, or let us know if you want us to highlight your channels. Please leave as much information as possible as far as the department, names and badge numbers. All right, folks. Have yourselves a blessed day. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.
And that's the same with us, folks.
Let that song play.
Oh, let the song play. Okay, I'm sorry.
San Joaquin, San Joaquin. Gotta watch 'em. We know the way that you coppin'. We don't give no option. Camera gon' shoot in 9 minutes. Keep that rolling, no stopping. They don't know now, we gon' teach them everything. By my country, everything. This my country, every day. False conviction, you got a power addiction. We on the road, me and the bros. Telling the story so everyone know. Send them to hell, little Nicky. San Joaquin, shout out the group. We gon' show the world, don't miss it. My whole team on the mission. My eyes wide open, I see everything you doing. We gon' check the law. I know my rights like I passed the bar. I'ma make sure you know yours and all. Home of the brave, free us all. Can't do it all and we standing tall. Only real criminals behind bars. Only real criminals behind bars. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Officer. Why you wanna pull me over for? This is public property. You not even on the board. Give a pig a badge, he get happy and go overboard. Pistol out and count to 3. This ain't what I voted for. I know my rights now. Get the light out my face, turn the light out. Why you out late? I'm a night out. Get your hand off the trigger and pipe down. Camcorder got it ready. I know a lot of people be false accused. I just keep spreading the story. I'm gonna make it known till it's on the news. Wide open, I see everything you doing. We gon' check the law. I know my rights like I passed the bar. I'ma make sure you know yours and all. Home of the brave, free us all. Can't do it all and we standing tall. Only real criminals behind bars. Only real criminals behind bars.
Boy, when I tell you that song lifts my spirits, man, it is spot on. Like, I'm gonna keep recording until it makes it on the news, because we obviously have to watch them. We have to watch them. It's very important. We appreciate all of our community watchers out there, because if we're not watching our own communities, who else would do it for us? The police? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would believe it more if police came out and go, you know what, this guy assaulted a citizen, so therefore we're arresting one of our own. They never do.
Nope.
It has to be totally egregious to the point where it's almost life-threatening, if not their life was unalived, before they wind up doing anything of that, before they actually hold one of their own accountable. It's sickening. And again, that's why, at least I believe, there needs to be some sort of federal minimum of policing standards. And until the government gets their own head out of their rear end, that's never going to happen. So Bobby Swisher, one of our new members, says, keep them douches in check. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Keep them douche badges in check.
Douche badges.
Funny.
So, well, we're at the end of our show here, folks. We do thank you for joining us. If you were with us during the live stream, if you are watching us after the live stream and watching this afterwards, we do thank you for watching it all the way through. We really do appreciate you and everything that you guys do to support us. Again, there's links to all of our channels in the description down below. Links to the original content creators and the videos that we featured here today are also down in the description as well. And Chief, before we go, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yes, everybody be sure to rewatch this live stream, check out our other videos, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, slide over to Cop Watch Task Force 1, Cop CWTF 1 on YouTube. Subscribe to our secondary channel. Slide over to Reno News Now.
Yep. My channel as well. As you all know, as I'm aware, mentioned before, I'm also known as the ADHD Auditor, which is my secondary channel that I use for accountability, where I publish all my live or raw video for accountability as well. You can like that as well.
Also,
don't forget.
Slide over to Levi Audit.
Levi Audits, he's another member of our Sacramento Community Watch as well as Xander the Educator. Don't forget to slide over to his channel as well and give us all the love and the attention that we all deserve. Perseverance 777 says, you guys rock, stay safe, God bless you always. We do, thank you so much. We do stay safe. We do try to stay safe always. We try to use the buddy system when we're out there as well. Is there anything else, Chief?
Yeah, nobody called in for a video review, but we'll just leave that till next time.
Yeah, we'll keep trying with that.
You guys don't have to be nervous. We're good guys,
Yeah. And then, just remember, always film the police, and there's always, if you like to leave us a super chat or want to send us a donation, links are in the descriptions below, where you can put more money where the bang for the buck sort of thing. Yep. Other than that, I don't know too much else.
Learn your rights and exercise your rights.
Right. And again, never hurts to have an attorney in your pocket. Get Attorney Shield. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. And prices are relatively reasonable. To always have that peace of mind, to have a lawyer who knows the law tell an uninformed and uneducated officer what the actual laws are. So again, know your rights, exercise your rights, and always record the police.
You guys check us out next week, either Thursday or Saturday. We're going to have some cool videos to roll out for you guys.
And like we mentioned during the housekeeping, we'll have the denial for the most recent update in Chief England's case. So we're at this point, we're going to play the outro, and we're just going to wish you guys a good night. Have a good one, guys.